Hello everyone, it's Queen V and I'm back to you with another video. This video pertains to the Alliance for Hippocratic Medicine versus the FDA, as it challenges the FDA's approval of the abortion medication mifepristone. Abortion opponents argue that the FDA unlawfully fast-tracked the approval of the mifepristone over 20 years ago and did not require research to prove the safety of the drug under the label conditions of use. They also challenge the FDA's recent decision to allow medical providers to mail abortion pills to their patients. Abortion opponents asked the court to rule that mailing abortion pill violates the 1873 Comstock Law, which bans sending obscene, lewd, or indecent information through U.S. mails. A federal judge who was appointed by Donald Trump is overseeing this case, and their decision could impact approximately 40 million women within the United States of America. This ruling will only add to the current consequences of the Supreme Court's decision to overturning Roe v. Wade in the summer of last year. It should be noted, more than half of all abortion use this pill. As we wait for the judge's decision from Texas, there has been new developments as it pertains to one of the largest pharmacy companies in the country. It has been confirmed by numerous outlets that one of the largest pharmacy companies within the country, Walgreens, has decided not to distribute this abortion pill in 20 states. This announcement comes after a letter was sent from 20 guardian of Putin's attorney generals to pharmacies such as Walgreens, CVS, Costco, and Walmart, warning that they can face legal consequences if they sell abortion pills via mail in their states. These states include Missouri, Alaska, Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Utah, West Virginia, and Texas. Now you will watch this brief clip from the readout, which includes a statement from VP Harris, and I will be back with more commentary.
This is not just an attack on women's fundamental freedoms. It is an attack on the very foundation of our public health system. Those who would attack this process and the ability of the FDA to make these decisions ought to look in their own medicine cabinets to figure out where they're prepared to say that those medications that they need to alleviate suffering and to prolong the quality of life should no longer be available to them.
Vice President Kamala Harris speaking this morning ahead of a major decision expected any moment now out of Texas, where one Trump-appointed judge will rule on whether to ban the abortion pill, mifepristone, nationwide, meaning in every state, no matter red or blue, and upending the lives of millions of women. To perhaps no one's surprise, the Republicans who so fervently claimed that their opposition to Roe was purely because they thought abortion should be a state issue are nowhere to be found. because this has always been their goal. It's been their goal all along. They want a national abortion ban. And this ruling could bring them one giant step closer to getting it, as mifepristone accounts for more than half of all abortions in the country. It also comes as state lawmakers are actively working to create laws that would criminally punish anyone who gets an abortion. In just the past 2 weeks, Republican state representatives in Kentucky and Alabama introduced legislation that would classify abortion as homicide and allow people seeking abortions to be charged with murder. While a similar bill just introduced in the South Carolina State House would also put the death penalty on the table as punishment. Joining me now is Aaron Haynes, editor-at-large of the 19th, and Liz Winstead, co-creator of The Daily Show and founder of Abortion Access Front. And Liz, I do want to start with you on that. This lie that Republicans who were against abortion only wanted the states to be the little laboratories of democracy. Well, that's a lie, because one of their fellow ideologues is now potentially poised to get the abortion pill banned for the whole country. What will that mean for women?
Well, it can mean many things because, I mean, it's sort of like it's bad and it's worse. There's no way that I believe that this judge is ever going to just say, oh, this is a frivolous case. It either means that the access to the care goes back only to be administered by clinics. And we all know that clinics just don't really exist anymore, making those barriers to access this care terrible. Or he can just say, you know what, the FDA frivolously 23 years ago, and after, approving a drug that's safer than Tylenol, we have to yank it off the shelves, could mean literally zero access for the most common medication abortion in the country. And that is terrifying to a lot of people, especially low-income folks, rural folks, people of color. Like, that's who it affects the most.
Right. And Aaron, I mean, if this case were to then be appealed up to the Supreme Court, I think we can all guess how that would go, because you have Sam Alito and 5 other justices who are ideologues on this issue, too, as well. It was good for me to see the Vice President of the United States being the spokesperson for this issue in the administration. That is a smart way to use her, as she was a former prosecutor, because they're also talking about putting women in prison and maybe giving people the death penalty for doing abortions in states.
Right, Joy. And I think this is why you again see her taking the lead, as she has been for the administration on this issue, because of her many identities, as a Black women leading on the conversation around reproductive rights, also as a prosecutor, as this heads into the legal realm. And we continue to see the real life implications of a post-Dobbs reality that are happening in real time. I think you saw the vice president speaking today with a sense of urgency, because even as we sit here, a ruling could come even as we are sitting here out of Texas. And this is, as you mentioned, the most effective, one of the most common ways of terminating a pregnancy for many people who need to do that. And so as the reality for too many people on the ground remains just kind of uncertain and shifting, on an hourly, moment to moment basis, especially at the state level. I think this case and this particular issue really brings that into focus.
Once again, this falls at the feet of white women who continuously support the guardians of Putin and do not care about their fellow Americans. Your continuous support of this party has consequences in real time for everyone around you. Your continuous, blatant support for this party is hurting your neighbors in the process. We literally have a Supreme Court justice and his spouse trying to undermine and strip the rights of women in real time. Silence is no longer an option. Sitting on the sidelines is no longer an option. Voting for a party that continuously denies you human rights and other people around you human rights needs to be called out. And remember, and then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. And as always, elections have consequences. Elections matter. I thank you for watching. Please be safe out here, and I will see you in the next video.